You can't change what you aren't aware of. It's that simple. So many of us get caught up in our days and our must-dos, and before you know it, the day is almost over. And maybe you have stiff shoulders, a terrible headache, or you just feel overwhelmed. Maybe you're reaching for a glass of wine the minute it turns 5 or 6 p.m. Maybe you just yelled at your partner or child because you just can't take one more input. There's a way you can nip this all in the bud before it gets out of control, and that is by practicing awareness. You're going to learn a few different tools you can use in the following segments. But first, let's talk about just how important awareness is. You can start off by noticing what you do when you're doing a routine task. Just notice when you're brushing your teeth, if you're actually paying attention to brushing your teeth, or if you're making lists, picking up dirty laundry, or inspecting yourself critically in the mirror. Anything other than actually just brushing your teeth. You might ask yourself why this matters. Brushing your teeth is not really the most exciting or important activity. Why not just skim over it and do other things at the same time? Isn't multitasking supposed to be efficient? We now know through various research studies that multitasking isn't efficient and that our brains actually don't perform well when we're running a million things through it. But even more importantly, if you don't pay attention to what you're doing in the moment, if you don't bring your full attention to it, then you're just living essentially on autopilot. Have you ever driven somewhere and then wondered how you exactly got there? What if that is how you were experiencing all of your days? Many of us are doing exactly that. So there is the added dimension of bringing full attention to routine moments and seeing how that brings more joy and interest to the activities. And then there's the great benefit of noting how you are feeling in a given moment and noticing what comes up for you. You've already created your own personal stress map. Maybe you already know that clenching your jaw is what you do when you're stressed. Wouldn't it be great to be able to catch the moment you begin to clench rather than hours later when you have developed a full-blown headache? It's not easy. I can share that it takes consistent practice and insight. Your reactions may change over time. For example, I'm using the clenched jaw as an example because that's something that has now cropped up for me. In the past, I would have told you that my tension spots were at the top of my shoulders and the back of my neck. They still are, by the way. Now the clenched jaw is just a new delight. But through noting and awareness, I have uncovered a new area to focus on, and I'm grateful for the practices that give me the chance to change my automatic responses. Coming up, you will learn just a few of these practices.